This program is funded by the European Union.
To our audience worldwide, good evening and welcome to Gcci Business Matters. I am Malik M. Jallo. The global economy is evolving. With it, it evolves with the factors of production, especially labor. There are other factors that have changed, obviously. We have technological advancement, we have capital injection, and then we have even land. But the topic or our interest of discussion today is labor. Skills-based education and training, especially in women, has gained huge attraction in recent years. Today in the studio, we have a phenomenal lady that will help us elaborate this subject, to educate us better and to tell us how she had ventured into this area and how she's supporting improved skills of young girls that will be marketable in the economy and help them raise income to improve their standard of living. Ms. Fatou Sène Gueye, welcome to Gcci Business Matters.
Thank you so much, Malik. Happy to be here. Very honored to be here too.
Thank you. You're welcome. Can you tell us briefly who is Mrs. Fatou Sène Gueye? What is she involved in? What has she done? What has she engaged in over the years? And what achievements has she recorded over the period?
I am Fatou Sène Gueye, the CEO founder of Gcci Skills Academy. Gcci is a social enterprise that train and empower young girls and boys, but I always said my passion is youth and women empowerment. So when I talk about youth and women empowerment, I believe the girl child must be educated. Educated, be self-independent, so that she can add value to herself, to national development. So I've had 3 centers in the country, one in Farafanya, one in Soma, and one in Brosubi. Because I believe that if I have centers in the rural, decentralizing the skills, I'll give opportunities, equal opportunities to young girls and boys in the rural, so that they can stay in their communities and also add their quota and contribute immensely, nationally and socially, mentally to themselves. The successes we've registered is we've trained over 6,000 young people and graduated them across the country within 15 years. It's 15 years this year for Gcci to be in existence. So we've trained over 6,000 young people across the country, who 80% of them I can comfortably tell you that they're gainfully employed, either working for themselves or working for others, but they're in the market working. So that is also adding to national development, adding economically, because they're earning for themselves and also contributing to the national economy of our country. And that was our mission, to get the young people off the streets with skills that are marketable, so that they will not go back to the streets idling, but they go back to the streets creating, innovating, and adding value every day economically. So this is what I do. Yes, we've registered a lot of successes along the way. We've been recognized by the United Nations Trade on Conference and Development as a social entrepreneur in 2016 in Kenya. That was when the awards started coming. Recognitions were coming as well. Gcci gave us the Women in Business Award in 2019. We also had an award in Nigeria for women leading in youth empowerment. In Ethiopia last year, I have another award for women in business. This year I have another award in Dubai. Just to name a few, we had so much, but just to name a few, we had an award with business executives in Dubai as well for youth empowerment across Africa. So these are milestones that tell us that we're doing it. We're challenging young people. We're unleashing the potentials in them and then making them see themselves as entrepreneurs.
I think that is an impressive track record there. What kind of skills do you train them in? What kind of skill set?
We are licensed to do, the center is accredited by the National Quality Assurance Authority, NACA. We are licensed to train tailoring, catering, hairdressing. We also do added skills because we wanted our students to learn and earn at the same time. That is what changed their mindsets, to see training as something viable, to see that if we finish, we're going to earn. So as they earn before they finish, that entices them to learn better. So we do event planning, we do waste management in the province. We've also worked on energy production by making the Furno Jambar, training women on the Furno Jambar and the clay production with a project that we have with the Youth Empowerment Project. We've also worked with Gcci on the handicraft. We've supported the handicraft across the country for 3 years with EU in partnership with Gcci, and that project just ended in January. So we do also demand-driven skills. When there is a need for it, we look for a qualified lecturers to lecture those skills, and then we provide them to the masses.
So what do you see, or what would you say about male-dominated, vocational skill set that, naturally society has decided to allocate certain, skill set and role in terms of the job market, that this is male, like a mechanic, over the years, even tailoring used to be male dominated, but recently we've seen, a lot of, women or girls getting into the business, and they're practically doing very, very good, because women are way better than men when it comes to the tune of dressing style and all that stuff. So what about the other areas that are skilled, let's say electricals, mechanical, do you furniture making, carpentry, do you have that at the moment? If not, do you envision it to be part of the training courses that you provide?
It's in the pipeline for us, and very soon we will get into that. We're moving into a new location very soon. There will be more space and more more capacity for us to add more skills to do that. Like I said, we are demand-driven skills center. When there is a need for it, we'll do it. And I'll support women to enter into the male-dominated field. We've seen the WeSTEM right now. They're doing very well. We've seen them encouraging young girls to enter into the male-dominated field. Women are more focused, more committed in doing those skills. When I look at Fatou Jammeh, the girl that's doing the mechanic, she's very proactive, always talking about what she does, having passion in doing it. And I believe if you knock into her door, you get the best service, because they'll be more committed and more passionate in what they do. So yes, we're looking into that, and very soon we'll try to feature that into the skills that we do.
Another reason why I'm bringing that up is also you realize that, construction is booming in the country, electrification is booming in the country. So actually, if not, the demand for those kind of skill set associated in those sectors are really high. Now you see people from Freetown, from Nigeria, engage in those sectors. So it will really be, and like you said, it's not only female too. You also train males at your training centers, right? You also train male at your training centers. So which is very, very important. But I want to know, the way we think as a society, or the African way of thinking. How do you, when these students first come to the school, how do you instill the idea that, look, you are free to work in any sector that you feel comfortable, that you want to acquire skills in, and how do you try to change the narrative so that people understand that, you can venture as a girl, you can venture in any skill set training that you want to and be successful at it?
Very good one. Do you believe that whatever you want to do, whoever you want to be, starts from when you were a child?
Right.
That's where it started from. Kids manifest a lot of things in them, but we do not look or recognize those skills in them. Whoever you want to be starts from the grassroots. So passion is very key. Passion is very key. So what we do is we move them into their passions. We leave them to opine whatever they think that is best for them. That is where they will excel. If they say that I'm good in fixing stuffs, I'm good in, what do you think you can do with that? What skills can you manifest in that? That is to unleash the potential in them. You can help them along by asking questions, and they come up with what they think they can do until when they can choose the best skill set for them. But never choose for anybody. Let them choose for themselves, because that is the inner belief in them. That is inside them. You cannot just bring it out. They have to bring it out themselves and tell you, this is what I want. And when they do that, they'll excel in it. that is when you will see them doing the business and never stop it because it's in their hearts.
I think that point is very important because, you know, we are brought up to, you know, to just do what we are asked to do. Exactly. When it comes to the point of or the privilege of optionality, the privilege of personal choice, you know, even in our homes, it's difficult, you know, from our parents, from their parents, and the line is, the chain continues. But that point that you mentioned is really important. So people need to start thinking or being more open to have conversations with their children, with their younger brothers and sisters, to see to have them speak the way they feel about the world and what they want to engage in.
Sure.
But let's get deeper into the subject. Since you're doing this business and you have trained a lot of young people getting into the market, what challenges do you face over the period, or have you faced and you continue to face in this line of business?
A good one. The challenges I continue to face is space is my number one problem. The demand is too high, but I do not have the space. I've asked for a land from the government for many years, done everything that I was supposed to do, but I've been given a land in Farafenni by government. I'll say a big thank you because government, they really supported my initiatives, but I'm still pleading to have a land here in the Combos that will also help me to add more skills, as you're talking about, add more skills, get more young people off the streets and train them, because we're losing a lot of young people and they need to be trained. I always said the skills training is a solution for the Gambia's problem right now. If young people are trained, given the best skills that they need, they would not venture into crimes, they would not venture into the back way, they would not venture into stealing, but they will think of, they have innovative ways of thinking, being very creative to add value to whatever they do and have a competitive edge and get into the market and then stand out. So we need to give them more opportunity of doing that. I've seen the government now working a lot with creating opportunities, creating jobs, you know, working into skills, but we need more. They need to also collaborate with the private sector, as a private sector have the highest chunk of skills institutions in the country. They need to partner with them, support them, enhance their capacities so that they can give the skills that they need to give and empower the young people and reduce all these problems that we have right now. The Gambia is crying of young people dying on the sea, young people going through the deadly sea, going through the desert. It's really sad. We have a partnership with IOM right now. We're integrating young people that come back to the country. And it's difficult. And you see these young people, they want to learn. It means that they didn't have the opportunity to do it before. But the young people that we had from IOM coming to reintegrate back into society, have skills and do something for themselves, they're doing it. At our center, we do not have any problems with them. They're learning and they want to continue learning.
I think I will pick on that point because usually what you hear is that, you know, Gambian youth are not ambitious. They are not interested. They are not entrepreneurs. They don't have the entrepreneur's mindset. They are not, you know, they don't have visions. They don't have plan. From your experience, especially those that are repatriated with your work with the IM, do you see that in them? Because for me, what I think is, okay, when we say all these things to the youth, but when they go outside, they still excel. And they contribute, you know, a huge chunk in terms of in the form of remittances into the country. Exactly. So, from your experience, what do you say about that you know, normal saying that Gambian youths are not ambitious, or they just want to have a lackluster life, you know?
I believe that we have to do more to bring out the opportunities that are available for the young people. Are they aware of the opportunities that they can tap into? Are they aware of NEDI being here? It's a youth initiative. Are they aware of boss women training them to give them capacity on financial liberation? Are they aware of the ministries that are here to support them? Are the ministries also working with the young people to support them? Do they create platforms that they will network, they'll partner, you know, they will interact with people. These are things that will open up their minds and show them that there are opportunities around you. You can tap into the opportunities around you and make it here. But do they know that? Are we having the right platforms to bring out those opportunities for the young people? The young people that I see today and the young people that I saw when I was a young girl is totally different. Our young people are very passionate, especially with business, because they know that entrepreneurs, they're the movers and shakers of any given economy. In the Gambia, the entrepreneurs, the 67% that we had as entrepreneurs, they are the contributors. They contribute immensely to our development so that the Gambia can grow. So if we encourage these young people into skills, give them the right skills, because before you do a business, you must know what you're doing. You must have the right skills. Even if you cannot, if you don't know the skills, you have to pay for it to learn it and then have it. That gives you an edge. I have young girls that I've trained as tailors. They open their businesses, but they sit on the machines and sew. If they were not sewing, anybody that they take to sew for them, they can leave them at the last minute. And if they leave them, who's going to finish their contracts? So that is an advantage. Know how to do it and do it. Let us get the platforms for the young people so that they can excel.
It is evident that, you know, people want to venture into into business, because, but you mentioned a very, you know, crucial point, that you said even if they want to, they don't know how to. Because if you look at it now, when you go on WhatsApp status, you find a lot of people doing trading.
Exactly.
They want to sell shoes, they want to sell clothes, they want to sell this. But eventually it doesn't last long, because it is not actually a business. That is like trading. You are buying this and selling it. And sometimes it's a way for them not knowing. It's technically a way of saving, but it's not a way of doing business. Because if you buy this today and then you sell it tomorrow and you spend that money, then that was not a business. So you just held on the money through another, you know, a means, okay, store of value for a period of time, and then it's gone. But what they need, but you can say that that's an interest. There's interest to do into business, but they don't know. Yes. They don't know where to start.
Because to start a business, you must first know what you want. What am I going to do? Who are my audience? Who are my customers? Who am I going to serve? What do they want? It's not you wanting what to do, but the people that you're going to serve. Those are the people that you are interested in. Where are they? Where do they live? How much can they spend? Will they be able to buy what I have before you get into it? I can see you doing something and I want to do it. Do I know how you did it? Did I ask questions? Market research is very key in this. Some people had the money and said, I have money, I don't want to keep it, let me start this business. Do you know that business? Do you know how it should be run? Do you calculate the risks along the way? We do take risks, but we take the moderate risks possible, so that we can, when there is any emergency, anything that happens, we'll get a way out of it. And we will not feel the loss as it's just hit us, but it will be as minimum as possible. So those risks must be calculated. But if you cannot calculate those risks, you just venture into it, because I've seen my friend doing it. Do you know how he did it? Do you know where he started? Do you know how much he spent? All that must be calculated before you get into any business. Business is strategy. That is why we said you must have a business plan, to have the strategies, to always go back to it and look back into it. You can plan, but plans are not cast on stones.
Right, right.
But we must plan.
Right.
The chances of planning and achieving it must be higher.
Right.
You must know your strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
The strengths must be higher than the weaknesses. So if there are any weaknesses, then the strengths will overcome that. So all these young people have to know as well, so that they will be able to get into business. Business is the sole way of living, but you must know how to do it.
Exactly. So planning, a little bit on planning. Planning you may not go as you have written it down, but what I believe is it gives you an idea of a sense of direction. At least you're not just waking up and stumbling. You have a sense of direction, and if it doesn't work, obviously you will know it's not working and you will adjust. But if you don't have a sense of direction, you will not know what you're working towards, and then when you are ambushed by something, then you wouldn't know how to react. I want to ask this question. Entrepreneurship, is it risky or comfortable?
Two ways. Very important question. If you calculate your risks very well, risks are everywhere. Me sitting here with you is risky. Right? Anything can be faulty here and we had a problem. So even our lives are risky. The way we live is risky. Right? So everything in life is risky. But let us calculate the risks very well. In light of changing circumstances, in light of feedback, it helps us a lot. And we Gambians, we do not accept feedback. If I give you a feedback, daf ma iñaane li ma def neexu ko gis na maa ngee dem te xamut fekk kooku mu ngee gis li gën ci yow. Those who give you feedbacks, they are the best people to support you. We have to look at these feedbacks. Yes, we can have a strong plan to go ahead, but maybe something might come in, circumstances might come in. And if circumstances come in, what is the plan B? Do we have to just stop there? There should be a plan B to move it. So I can say that if we calculate our risks very well, it's good. And entrepreneurship is a sure way of living right now. There is only one fixed thing in life, and you only have it as an entrepreneur. You don't have it anywhere else. This is my business. This is what I own. This is mine. It's only in business. And you will earn daily. Those who goes to the office, this is to encourage the young people. Those who goes to the office every day come back to you. You can be an entrepreneur and employ the master's degree holder because you have the money. You can be an entrepreneur and employ the highest paid person and pay that person as an entrepreneur. But you must be committed. You must be persistent. You must be loyal to what you want to do so that you'll definitely excel in that.
I asked those two questions because you mentioned something very important alongside answer when you're answering. You mentioned commitment. You mentioned persistence. You mentioned having to want what you're doing and what you're doing. Because, you know, a lot of us, including myself, we think entrepreneurship is just a smooth ride. So going to the office is safer. Right? Because, okay, you go to the office, you sit from morning to, from 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 or 4, whatever, and then the month ends and then you get paid. Whether the business makes profit or not, you get paid. So, but then you want to quit. If you tell somebody, quit your job, and then I have an idea that we can take the risk and work in this, a lot of people will tell you you're crazy.
Because that is not their idea, that's your idea.
Yes, but then what I'm trying to put across is like the risk appetite that people, young Gambians are willing to take, I think is very low when it comes to engaging into business because it's risky. And there's no, in finance we said risk and reward. They are directly proportional. The higher the risk, calculated risk of course, the higher the expected return you have on that risk, right? So you mentioned also the master's education wise. What do you see in Gambia? People focus so much on qualification and not
on
experience or skill set. How do you bridge the two? Is that the right trajectory to go? You will see a lot of people having degrees sitting in offices, but when it comes to the experience or solving a critical issue, it's difficult. How do you bridge that?
If entrepreneurs want sustainability, or if any organization wants sustainability, they must leave the people who knows the job better. Even if you want to bring the master's degree can add with the policies. Yes, they can also be very active. They can also be very proactive in working, doing the hands-on sometimes. But most of the time, the know-hows are with the people that have been there for so long. So if you leave those people to further work with the master's degree holders, they will each fit each other. And that can bring a very good set of people to move that organization. But sometimes some people say, oh, I have this degree person, but the experienced person, you kick them out or you don't pay them enough or motivate them. You're wrong in doing that. Even the cleaner of an organization is essential in that organization. Because the feed that the cleaner has from customers and people coming in and out, you, the owner, do not have it. So if you do not give them the right to talk to you, if you do not give them the comfortable environment to be in, you might lose a lot in whatever you want to do. So everyone in an organization must be valued with whatever they bring in. And be motivated to add value every day. That is the growth of that organization. Yes.
So let's drive a little bit back to the women, and we are running out of time. I have been notified.
Right.
So we want, or you have done a great job, which I believe you continue to do, helping training young girls into develop skill set. There's just one thing that I'm thinking. our girls or our women in our society, they are so much given, so much burden at home, work at home. So what would you say? This is to the audience. How do we manage to lessen the burden work at home so that they can acquire skills outside, both academic and vocational training?
I believe we women are multitaskers. We are the change makers. We are the champions. I do not see any problem in working at home and also looking at the house and also working in an office. I am a CEO and I wake up 6 in the morning and I look after my family. I cook every day for my family. I cook Saturdays and I cook every Saturday and I go to the market. And I have the highest portfolio to run an organization. It blends. We have to multitask to do it. There are some people maybe that they give them too much tax, too much authorities on them that they cannot do things that they want to do. But at times we just have to have that in our minds that wherever we are, we have to have kids, we have to run homes, we have husbands to look after, you know, and we have businesses. Women should go out there and do far more and stand out. My worry is women in the Gambia are not given a role as a leader. The leadership roles that we need to have is something that we are not given. But be assured that if women were given the right leadership roles, we would have lived in a better Gambia.
Thank you. That was Mrs. Fatou Sen Gay, who has really done a wonderful job teaching me and the audience, you know, from the fantastic job that she's doing in our society. And till we come back your way next week, this is GCCI Business Matters, Malik M. Jallo.
This program was funded by the European Union.